On this Veterans Day, we're bringing you a very special Totally East Texas. A local nonprofit founded by wounded veterans is being recognized by the governor for changing the lives of their fellow men and women who once served in the military. Dana Huey shows us why they're Totally East Texas.
You know, I've struggled with nightmares and PTSD myself. The stuff that you saw overseas, the stuff that you had to do overseas, and you know, the missions that you had to complete, and it's a different world, so it can be really tough.
Coming home after serving their country in the armed forces.
My vehicle has been directly hit with one of these. It's an RPG.
Often isn't an easy transition.
Veterans, you know, we're tough. We want to act tough.
Adam Troy and Martin Montoya know that.
And we just went all throughout Iraq, from Baghdad to Krieg, Ramadan.
Because they lived it.
We're scared to reach out, and we're scared to be vulnerable. We don't want to be known as we're broken.
Troy suffered serious injuries while serving as an Army staff sergeant in Iraq.
I came home and got skin grafts from my third-degree burns, and I met Martin at our battalion actually after I recovered from the hospital, of course. And we just started fishing kind of on our lunchtime. And then Martin deployed, and then he was injured in Afghanistan, third-degree burns.
After both medically retired from the Army, fishing became an important part of their recovery. They became a popular fishing team in East Texas, raising awareness about how the outdoors changed their lives. But it was actually an encounter with another veteran that gave Hookset Brothers its beginnings to empower veterans through combat recovery.
We took a veteran out fishing and realized that it saved his life. He called and said, "Hey, Sergeant, I just wanted to let you know that I was ready to take my life. I didn't want to disappoint you and miss that trip, so I said I will do it when I get back." Well, that soldier took that trip, and it changed his life, literally.
What's going on, Hookset Brother Nation? That's right, we on the road yet again.
Since then, the Hookset Brothers, which is 100% volunteer run, added once-in-a-lifetime hunting excursions to their recovery trips.
And it's so great because you can just kind of tell a story and without going into the deep details, and they just understand you.
It was definitely like my heart was pounding.
Laura Harris recently returned from one of those life-changing hunts.
You know, like I hadn't left the house for months, like I haven't dated in years.
She served almost 12 years in the Air Force as EOD. That's Explosive Ordnance Disposal, or bomb squad to us.
So a lot of people, I think they understand PTSD as veterans that have like panic attacks when they hear fireworks, right? Or car backfiring, things like that. But the really hard part of it is you just lose interest in everything.
But something about being on that hunt on the most beautiful ranch Laura had ever seen with the Hookset Brothers and the generous ranch owners was healing.
I don't even have words for how I felt throughout the whole weekend. I think at one point, like in the middle of a hunt, I just started crying because I realized what was going on and how honored I was to be, living that experience.
It's why the Hookset Brothers work tirelessly, raising money and getting hunts donated.
I just want to see these guys not take their lives. I want them to know and realize that there's guys like me who still care and want to help them.
So more veterans return home with a will to live.
None of us are PhD professionals, but we've been there and we will listen, we understand.
And we stop losing them to suicide at such an alarming rate.
But if I can play a small part with my brothers and the community coming together to help at least one soldier, I'm all in 100%.
The Hookset Brothers actually supported more than 100 heroes and their families each of the last 3 years. And they're hoping the governor's recognition brings even more awareness to their mission.
We're going to do this until hopefully there's no longer a need.
The Hookset Brothers are Totally East Texas. Dana Huey, CBS 19.
The Hookset Brothers service to our nation's heroes doesn't end there. They've also raised funds for funerals of fallen servicemen and women and hosted holiday celebrations for military families. Now, we didn't want to leave out the other founding member of the organization. That's Cody Corin, and was working the day we filmed.